Okay, I just want to give you further information on the coronavirus. I hold the MSc Mathematical Science Distinction, First Class Honours Maths. Okay, from further research on the COVID 2019 and its epidemiology, on which there has been a number of cumulative cases in Italy due to the different strain of the genetic mutation of the S-COVID due to the S-spike protein. Okay, from further research from virologists and scientists that further understand how COVID 2019 interact with the host cell membrane, the receptor to the spike protein S, binding to the receptors of the enzymes associated with the monosaccharide sugars of the molecule N-acetylnumeric, and that is susceptible to ACE2 enzyme. That from the studies and interaction from virologists and scientists for the fusion with the activation, this is known as a TTMPRss2 gene protein, which is a cellular cellular protein on the cell membrane, on which the binds to the S-spike gene of the COVID binds to, with the gene protein secretes as a serine protease, which enzymes associate clear hydrolysis of the peptide bonds, on which scientists observed the activation of caffeine B, which functions and plays a role in the upregulation of caffeine L and PAL, where caffeine B associated cleavage of peptides bond from N-terminals of the NC polypeptides of the endosome, lysosome, cysteine at the S1, S2, S3 pockets, and the inhibition and activation of the catecholamine associated degradation of protein cellular protein stylosis. There has been an effective drug against the inhibition and activation associated with the TTMPRss2 inhibitor known as serpin. Serpin is a serine protease. Serine is like amino acids of the 20 amino acids associated with 20 amino acids known as serine protease inhibitor. On its mechanisms and activation associated with the formation of covalent bonds, with serine protease deactivated the mechanism associated with caffeine B and L, on which utilization effective drug as camostat mesylate, which is known as an inhibitor of TTMPRss2, known as molecular formula given by C21H26M408S, on which the IPUC name is given by 4,2-dimethyl-amino 2-oxoxylphenol 4-diamino-benzoic methylsulfonic acid, which is this is behave as a serpin, which is a serine protease inhibitor that prevents the activation of the gene protein TTMPRss2 and utilization of the ARBs blockers known as ACE receptor blockers, ACE protein receptor blockers, which the angiotensin converters to catalysis of ACE1 and ACE2, regulation of blood levels, sugar levels, renal kidney functions against diabetes and cardiovascular activities, and which was prevention intervention viral entry associated with the ACE2 receptor, which amino peptidides is a zinc carboxy peptide with a zinc transition and a charge which behaves as a loose acid, which is the proton donor electron receptor with the water molecule transition element attached by ligands to free protein molecules, which efficiently propose receptor blockers as LOSARTAN RECEPTOR, which is an ACE2 antagonist given by molecular formula C22H23ClN6, and due to the cytotoxicity element, it has the ability to have effectiveness. This will prevent binding with the S-spike protein as a SARS-CoV-2, which antiviral treatment action in the spike protein of the variant host cell membrane sector site, TMPR, losartan, hydroethyl CoZa, and camostat mesylate, respectively, and which they would prevent receptor binding and cellular activation at the activation at the endosome pH that would prevent the virus invading on cell, cause replications of bad pathogens of various steps that make us ill, that leads to medical complication like acute respiratory stress syndrome and pneumonia and bacterial infection, inflammation, lungs of the alveolus and air sacs. Okay, if you can see from my analysis, I can show you that if you can see that this virus enters the cell and it uses the ACE2. This is known as the ACE2 protein angiotensin converter, and this is TTMPRss2. So it needs to utilize this, activate this at the same time. This, so we need, virologists and pharmaceutical deals with chemicals and working out effectively how to restrict the access of the TMPR, which activate B and L casein, which is associated the formations or the cleavage of peptides of NC terminal bonds at the same time. So we use something called this is a formulated clinical proven drug known as Camostat mesylate, on which I approve on which I propose the drug in the utilization of the prevention of the TMPRss2 cellular protease. And this is another one, LOSARTAN, which acts as an ACE2 ARBs, which blocks the S-spike protein from combine with the glycoprotein from binding with the ACE2 receptor, which is known as LOSARTAN. So I propose LOSARTAN and Camostat as the drug to use, if you can see. And thank you very much.